Hello, strangers, acquaintances, friends, and enemies. I'm Lillian Logical Louise. Welcome to my channel, where Lily Logic runs rampant. Wow, it's so funny to finally see that in an animated video for the first time. It's so great to finally be here. Honestly, this is something I've dreamed of since I was in elementary school. Now, here I am, 20 years old, and I've finally written the script for this video. 8-year-old me would be freaking out if she realized how far we've come. Anyways, now I can tell you how this all started. Let's begin. So, I first discovered YouTube when I was about 8 years old. I had stolen my brother's Kindle Fire, and the very first YouTuber I ever found was DanTDM, and his Minecraft videos. I loved Dr. Trayaurus, and I got to watch him shift from his old lab to his new one. And over a year later, my parents bought Minecraft for the family, and one of the first things I did was build that lab. This was the start of my dreams. I remember showing my little brother DanTDM, and he, being a gamer even back then, was immediately obsessed. And this is where my first desire to have some kind of YouTube channel formed. My first idea was that I would call myself Lily TEM, as in Lillian the Emerald Minecart, because at the time, Emerald was my favorite Minecraft gem, and I wanted to emulate DanTDM. And, in fact, my brother and I used to walk around playing Minecraft YouTubers, pretending like we were in-game recording videos for our channels. Actually, I used to borrow my mom's cell phone, Kindle, or her actual family picture camera to make little vlogs talking all about my hyperfixation, or just rambling like they were journal entries, many of which my mom later found and promptly saved in my personal history video files on the computer for posterity. But then, one day, about 2 years later, I was watching YouTube with my brother. It was his turn on the computer, and we came across our very first Storytime animator, The Odd Ones Out, and his video, Top 10 Things That Keep Me Awake at Night. And I was in love. We watched it multiple times, and would sometimes quote the 5 seconds of the videos to each other, walking around the house like, "Hey, if you're watching this and it's late at night and you have school tomorrow, I'm sorry. Top 10 things that keep me awake at night. Number 10! And then dissolve into fits of giggles because it was that funny. And we also watched a bunch of the other videos he had at the time, and every time I watched another video, I began to fall in love with the idea of becoming an animation YouTuber. And while my brother went off discovering other gaming channels and even game theory, I explored deeper into the animation rabbit hole. My next discoveries were pretty natural. Jaden Animations, Haminations, Something Else YT, Domix, and, my personal favorite, Let Me Explain Studios, mainly because she didn't use a mouth in her animation, and instead exaggerated her eyes and brow expressions, which I noticed made her animation look simpler and easier to do. Once I had watched a bunch of all their videos, I had developed a determination to learn how to animate. At the time, I did know how to draw and had filled almost an entire sketchbook, so I began playing around with flipbooks and trying to draft a character design worthy of being a YouTube avatar. Even writing out lists of video ideas and thinking about possible intros. But things wouldn't pick up until I was in 7th grade. On my birthday, my dad got me my very first phone with a built-in stylus, the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. And he had already taken the liberty of installing a sketchbook app and Flip-a-Clip on the phone for me. When I tell you I squealed so loud when I realized my phone had a built-in pen, my siblings covered their ears. I was ecstatic. The very first thing I did was semi-trace some drawing references from Pinterest and draw a simple ball bouncing animation. And what I like to call my first animation, a little guy with an onion head growing up from the ground before being swallowed by a black hole. I lost that animation sadly, but I still remember it well. It was a bubble character like The Odd Ones Out, and he was adorable. I would draw simple things, balls, walking animations, facial expressions, nothing too complicated because I was still in school and had swimming lessons in the summer. But Because I got almost straight A's, that next Christmas, after the first semester of 8th grade, I got another electronic with built-in stylus, a Samsung Chromebook. Its screen could flip all the way around and become a tablet, and this was just in time because I never went back to school that school year, because it was COVID. Our last day had been Friday the 13th, in December, and we never went back. On my birthday in 2020, I also got a new phone too. This would be a pattern for the next few years. This one was a Galaxy Note 5, and I actually spent more time drawing than animating on that phone, up until I started high school in freshman year. And my favorite class from home, Animation 1, with my teacher, who would also be my sophomore year chemistry teacher. We'll call him Mr. B. Oh yeah, he was so cool. He was cool in both, but in Animation 1, he really helped me build up my skills, teaching me that GIF, G-I-F-F, was enunciated with a J-A by its creator, which is so funny, because the entire class collectively boycotted that and called it GIF, like gift, for the rest of the school year.